Shakalaka. Third time's the charm. So this person, I'm sure the title says it. I mean, we'll start with my first memory of her. Some people might say, "Oh, no," they won't say that. She was the only other person there other than my mother, of course. Watching my birth. She was there and she experienced me birthed. Apparently the story is my mother was giving birth to me. There was like some like squatching, like the doctor was like stepping in like a pool of blood, I guess. And she saw that and she ran to the bathroom and was like trying to revive herself with the cold water to try to get herself to wake up because apparently she's gonna pass out. There's a story. And so it's just, I guess that's just my first memory of her. And then growing up, like I was always like cool and chill with her. And I just always remember being told, my mom was obsessed with it and sort of is still to this day, about how, oh, you guys look alike and oh, you guys are the same. Oh, you guys, and she's just always talking about how we're pretty much like related. It just shows like my hair is brown and her hair is brown, especially her undyed hair. She's in her 50s, so hair just tends to like show itself to be dark. Um but yeah, she watched my birth. And I remember this argument. This has been going on for like 3 years now that I can remember. It was like arguing with my mom or something, or just jokingly like bantering back and forth. She was like, "Yeah, well, I saw her first, so like da 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 da." And I was just thinking today how she was like the first bright face that I saw, because my mother is literally and needs to get over this hump somehow. She's literally Elsa. And like has like all this anxiety, and like that's the only thing holding her back in life, and like all this stuff. And my auntie Colleen is literally the sun, and like her image is the sun. She's also born in March, and the March gemstone is aquamarine, and aquamarine is the picture or the gemstone of happiness. So that definitely portrays a difference. They're both like, I don't even want to say they're polar opposites because it's just weird. It's just weird. But yeah, it's weird, but what else did I want to say? Um and just on to now. Now I'm 24. And the past couple years since I've graduated in 2013, she has been the single-handedly the only person. I mean, I've been getting in touch with my uncle more and more over the past like year or so. Um she she's just been really supportive, and she has just always been motivating me and encouraging me, and almost really taking the role that my mother's supposed to play. She's doing that, and she's been been just supportive and cheering me on, and being the kind of person that I have just really really needed. um yeah, I mean, it hurts to say that and I don't know if it'll hurt me, but I know it hurts Jesus Christ to say that this person, my Auntie Colleen Galindo, and it hurts to say that she's been the only person that's like really been my cheerleader. Like, yes, she is definitely. She's also born in a year of a fire sign, so it's like she's kind of like the best of both worlds, but water and fire. She's a Pisces, so she's water and happy with the sun, but also a fire sign. So it's like this like wild thing. And I mean, anytime I've been around her, it's like no, none of us are like. I'm not upset with her. I don't have any beef with her. You know, I don't have anything to do or say, or we just don't exhaust ourselves. And the last time I remember hanging out with her was Vegas, and we were just hanging out. It might have been before then. But yeah, she made me these books. I might go over there. I should go over there and go find them. But yeah, she made me books of our memories, and she's just poured more than just money into forming a relationship with me and having our relationship last. And I don't know why. Oh my god. I don't know why it's hard for me to commit myself in saying that. I can't believe my auntie has played the role of my mother in her life. And yeah, things, my face and body, when you really look at them, they are, kind of altered if you really want to define somebody's looks. But when you look at the overall picture and the overall me, I mean, we are similar. And I mean, like I said, I was always growing up, always told that I was like her. I remember sitting next to her. I was probably like 7 years old, and I think we were sitting next to each other on the table, and she's like sitting there and saying like, yeah, she likes rice like me. And she might be shocked into this. I don't know, but she also never displayed, and I'm sure this is also with the influence of my uncle Marcus. But I mean, when you marry two people, and I'm sure her sister Teresa needs to learn this as well, because like this is how like you keep a marriage working, not just compromisation, which is really important, and is part of the Chadmill angel in the set of all angels that God has made. Um, but she was getting at, oh my god, I'll be back. She has always taught me about quality, and quality not just in how your house looks or how the surface looks, but quality in who you are, and um who you need to be, and like how do you want to be seen. And like she's definitely taught me a lot about image, and I know that will not just help me in the future, but I know that is helping me just now with the way, especially the way that we are in society right now. We are being shown that who you put yourself out there, and like, gosh, you go online and you go get a bunch of, you go get an account on Instagram. Guess what? you're not just seen by God anymore. You're being seen by a bunch of people. So how do you want to be seen? How do you want people to see you? And just taught me just taught me a lot about image, and it's so hard for me to be vulnerable just because like I'm so used to getting myself to be strong and to and I'm it's not just because what like I should just yeah but um she knows my heart, and I think that it takes a very brave person to know my heart and to know, the things that are going on. And we were sitting at a table and what's he saying? We were eating breakfast and we were sitting at a table, and I was just kind of sitting like sort of in a corner in a sitting next to a person that I just knew wasn't the image that she wants me to be and pushes me to be. And she knew and saw that I was uncomfortable. I swear, in the car after eating breakfast, she noticed it. I think we were eating at a place called Biscuits or something. But she knew that I was not comfortable, and she knew that I was uncomfortable, and that just means a lot to me. I feel like the tears are about to come out of me any moment now. But it just it means beyond words. I mean, I need this. I don't know what else to say other than I need this personality in my life. I need my own mother in, and they portray this in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and you can find it on Netflix. But yeah, they portray my mother, um, Bridget's mother, which it's funny because I'm not blonde, but I know who that is. So I mean, but they portray my mother as saying that she's dead, and it is true. The spirit of my mother, and really Hippolyta, she gave up her crown, and she said, "I forfeit my crown," and she forfeited her crown. I don't know what else to say. And yeah, she gave it up, and but that's not my auntie. She's been the mother influence that I've beyond needed. And I don't know I don't know what else to say. Auntie Colleen, you have been the only person that, and I don't know, maybe when she thought that she was doing something right by talking to my mom and telling her what I was displaying on any social platform. I don't think that she understood what she was doing, but it did. That's not the point. I mean, it wasn't a good move, but I think that you need to understand that you talked to me about moving out of my mother's house, and not just moving out of my mother's house, but going and achieving my dreams. And she supported me, which some people might consider her to be like, well, what? She supported you in going to a church and making sure that are being taken care of at a church, and she supported me in going to church regardless, and she supported me in just all of that, and it means a lot. I don't really have a mother, and it's kind of like she really did die, and Hippolyta gave up her crown, and that's supposed to be my mother, and she I just lost my train of thought, but she told me, okay, we were talking about loss of my mother. Yeah, Hippolyta, my mother, gave up her crown, and I don't know who else is going to be a Taibi. Probably my most beautiful mother-in-law. She's not an in-law. She's my mother, and the image of this woman is really literally just my mother, and the days that I knew her in the beginning, but I do declare in Jesus' name that my mother's life will be retrieved. And I had so much to say on this video, but you have been my inspiration, and you've been the one that's pushing me, and there's been too much darkness in this past for now, from now until the past, and I just need that to be finished, because I need you to be my support system and lift me up and make me feel like I'm not make me feel like I'm not just meant to stay in a burning house and be nothing and be stuck with a woman who gave up her crown. And I don't take her crown, but I definitely take the more worthy crown, because you showed me that. My Auntie Colleen doesn't let men make her feel like she's not worthy, or that she is a horrible person, or that she has to stop believing. And oh my god, this thing's almost done away. She doesn't stop believing that she has a purpose every in every day, and I hope that we can sit down one day and figure out why the devil has been interfering in our relationship. And I just don't want that to happen, and I don't think that me and you deserve that, and I don't think that we deserve to have some kind of boyish figure in our lives that's telling us what we can have or what we can't have. And I know you support me, And I just need you to do that. And our hearts are just the same. We love fruit and fruit stands and just like random fruit stands. There's so much like tomatoes, and we ran into so many fruit stands on the way to Idaho. And 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 just, yeah, we can't give up on each other. And I don't think that you're a sinner, and some people of the faith would consider you that. And I just can't live my life not blessing you with the feeling of that you were not worthless. And it's just really hard for someone like me to live in a, not just a burning house, but live in a house that you can see that there's a male figure and a woman figure, and they both just don't care about themselves, or that they're not in love with themselves, with each other. It reminds me so much of Missy Lynn on YouTube, her story on her parents. And you can tell that they were not meant for each other. And I was just talking to my uncle the other day, just yesterday. um, what was that, January 16th? I was talking to him, and I was telling him, like, you and my auntie have a very, like, fiery Shekinah, I don't want to say glory, but like fiery Shekinah, maybe glory type of relationship. They're both definitely fiery. I think she said that he's born in the same year as her, my Uncle Marcus. And I can't understand why I can't have that. And then I start to feel like I'm in her situation when she was younger. And then for her father to be just so bitter. I I know that she doesn't like me to mention that, or to mention him or that or whatever, but it means a lot to me to feel like there's somebody that cares. And she was pushing me to eat some pears when we were in Vegas that she brought from home. And it's because she actually has a heart, and she actually cares, and she hasn't turned her heart into stone, and she hasn't turned her head away from Christ. And she stepped in really when I didn't have a mother. And I genuinely do understand why in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants they say that my mother is dead, because it feels like she's not alive. It feels like she's dead. And I feel like we are both very smart in our decisions. And I know you gave up sugar, and I'm gonna give stuff up too. And it's not enough for me to say that I don't want to waste time crying. But it's not enough for me to say that God gave me an aunt that was more like an image that I was supposed to grow to be. Like, I have to let this thing hook up. But I don't think this video is the justice that I wanted to give, but it's just a conversation that is needing to be lived because you have been an inspiration in my life, and I hope that this video sparks a grand conversation. And you just need to continue to be the motivator in my life, because people like me, we can't live in a burning house. Like, I'm living in a burning house. So thank you for your help in my spirit and my soul. And I guess I gotta go because my number's blinking. But I don't know. You have been a motivator in my life. And people like me don't have to be bullied by family. And you showed me that. So, thank you. I'm waiting for a certain number.